Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. One of your last chances at guaranteed entry to the Coheed and Cambria free Q101 pop-up on Thursday next week is happening in about 10 minutes in trivia with Clash with Kenzie. You might be saying, why do I need those if it's free? Well, there's going to be about 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people trying to get in, and Cubby Bear holds about 500 people, nice and snug. And you will be seeing a show that a band that plays usually venue sizes of like Northerly Island they're going to play later this year, and Riot Fest playing the main stage. So this is exclusive, unique, and your chance is coming up in about 10 minutes.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
Sports! Who'd have thought the day after opening day I would open sports talking about your Chicago Bulls? This was what... You happy about that, Kenzie? Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Uh-huh.
That's good, huh?
History happened last night at the Madhouse. Jeremy Piven in attendance, by the way. Ari Gold courtside. That's not the historic part.
I was going to say, let's
Oh my
back
God,
it down.
was? Ari was there last night?
Yeah, see, Kenzie's excited, Case, just because you're not.
And I like Entourage, too. I didn't know that was history.
That's just what I'm building up to.
Okay,
Give me a
all
second.
right,
I wanted to start with...
He's setting the scene.
Yeah.
Damn it, Case.
Yeah, let me set the scene, damn it.
God.
20,000 people there, including Jeremy Piven.
Great Chicago
That's
and Jeremy
exciting.
Piven. See? I got Kenzie's... Her ears are perked up now. It's ready to
I
go.
didn't know Jeremy was there.
Now, what I deliver next is what happened last night. If you missed it, this is the audio of the day without question. The Bulls were down 115 to 110 with 12.6 seconds left in the game. That's usually game over. Can't wait for the post-game show to hear him talk about improvement next year and trade deadlines and things like that. Patrick Williams drained a corner three over LeBron to make the game 115-112. Okay. On the inbounds pass, Josh Giddey tipped it and knocked it to Kobe White, who drained a three, who's been on fire the last month. So Kobe White drained that three to put the Bulls up by one. Now, following a Lakers timeout with 6 seconds left, the team inbounded the ball to Austin Reeves. And I'm going to take it from there with the audio and let you just sit and experience. Kenzie, got the scene. Jeremy Piven's watching.
Oh, my God. I didn't know Jeremy Piven was there.
You got it? So picture Jeremy Piven, Ari Gold.
Right, courtside,
Got
of
it.
course. Duh. I mean,
And the Bulls are Bulls up by one. The Lakers come back. 6 seconds left.
Jeremy's excited.
6 seconds left. Here we go.
Here's Reeves. Reeves straight to the cup. Lays it in to take the lead.
Lakers go up.
Bulls are out of timeouts. 2 seconds left. Giddey for the win.
Oh my God! I cannot believe this! Elizabeth! I'm coming, baby! Oh, Lord!
Improbable!
Unbelievable!
Impossible!
Magic Giddey! Good day, mate! Somewhere in Australia, Sydney, or Melbourne, Paul Hogan and somebody at Crocodile Dundee. Oh, Lord!
You may never see a wilder sequence than you just saw in the final 10 seconds. And Josh Giddey from down under beats the Lakers at the horn.
This is unbelievable. Bulls Nation, embrace this team. I'm telling you, the hype is real. This is not the same team. You better embrace them. Get your tickets. Buy them. This is a special team. Oh, Lord. Elizabeth, watch Giddey. Half court. That's a shot for the ages. That will be replayed when we're all gone. What a shot to win a game from half court. Wow.
Oh, my God.
Why did he keep saying Elizabeth? It was like the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, there's
Elizabeth!
a lot to unpack with that last minute of the call.
And Diddy? Did he say Diddy?
Giddey. Josh Giddey hit the shot.
Oh. I'm like, please, start name dropping Diddy during this moment.
That's how they get you.
So to get it all, the clip starts with the Lakers timeout 6 seconds. Then they inbounded to Austin Reeves, who drove inside, scored a point, putting the Lakers up by one with 3.3 seconds left. The Bulls had no timeouts, as you heard. Josh Giddey, 47 feet beyond half court, hits it to win the game with a three and end up winning the game, which was insane. Now, Kenzie, to answer some points here. First off, he brings up Down Under, Josh Giddey from Australia. He brings up Crocodile Dundee. He says Paul Hogan, famous for saying, that's not a knife. This is a knife. But he said, so that's what Stacey King, legend, of course, does as a Bulls announcer. Then he says, Elizabeth, I'm coming, twice. Now, very reasonable question, Kenzie, to say who's Elizabeth. I went on in the comment section, and just for curiosity, how many people were saying who's Elizabeth. He was referencing the TV show Sanford and Son, where Red Fox his wife had passed away, and every time he almost got shocked in the show, he'd grab his heart and go, Elizabeth, I'm coming. Elizabeth, I'm coming. Like he's going to heaven. He's dying of a heart attack.
What a niche thing to decide to use in this moment.
My guess is you got to be 45 plus to understand the reference. It's a 40-year-old
not
show.
Not even everybody. Like, it's not like everybody. It's not like a Seinfeld reference where it's like a lot of people saw Seinfeld or Friends or something. Like, Sanford and Sons.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hilarious show. I recommend you maybe binge some of that this weekend,
I'm not saying
Kenzie.
it's not a good show.
No, I'm saying
for anybody who's about to get revved up right now.
No, I understand why you. Chase, have you ever seen Sanford and Son?
I'm a big TV Land viewer. It normally Sanford and Sons comes on after Andy Griffith, but before In the Heat of the Night. I've caught
How
it.
old are you?
In the Heat of the Night. Oh, now that's a 70-plus TV show. Because even when it came on, only old people liked it.
In the Heat of the Night is incredible. It's such a good show. There's nothing I love more than coming home from a day of work and turning on the Bounce Network to catch In the Heat of the Night in syndication. That show is fantastic.
Paul checked it and said, Giddy does have the Diddy side, complicated legacy, because he says Diddy in there too, in the call.
Good Lord.
I literally, every time I yelled Elizabeth, I just heard Pirates of the Caribbean. When they're always like, Elizabeth! They can never find that bitch the whole movie.
Believe this! Elizabeth! I'm coming back!
The whole time. Where is she?
Unbelievable. What a game. What history. The Bulls have now won 9 of 11.
Wow.
What did I say? Get rid of Zach
That's good, huh?
It's very good, Kenzie. And I said, get rid of Zach LaVine. Let's clear the way. And I didn't anticipate even this, but I said, let's get him out because he's a distraction. He's a $200 million distraction because he's really good. He's a nice guy. He had a great time here, but they're always going to feed the ball to get his stats. Nope. He goes. Everybody else steps up. Look at this team. It's the most fun team in the NBA right now, the Bulls. Your Chicago Bulls. How about that? Now, how about we talk about opening day, which was insane because your Chicago White Sox home opener, I don't know if you have an attendance total. I saw 25,000 on Twitter. I don't know if that's right because, I mean, they calculate tickets sold, but if it's an empty seats there, I don't know. But the ballpark looked to me about half full.
They reported 31,000 in attendance yesterday.
Okay.
Not a sellout.
How many can sit there?
Do you want to figure out a different way to phrase that? Are you happy with that one?
So once you
Well,
fill,
it's
hold on,
actually
Kenzie.
more accurate. People love to say how many can it hold, but it's actually more accurate how many can sit.
So once you fill your car hole with gas, you get over to Rate Field, and the capacity is, I believe, closer. It's 40,615.
That's correct.
Okay, so that wasn't bad. 31.
I saw plus 25,000. When I looked at it, I saw about a half full venue, which would be closer to 20,000.
People are up getting snacks and stuff. It's not fair. You didn't sit down and watch the whole time.
That's true. That's true.
I know
Great.
when I'm at a game, I'm standing eating snacks.
Is that right? So the Sox won 8-1. I have the craziest stat you've ever heard in the world after this clip with the White Sox winning, of course.
1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Strike three. Cam Boozer finishes it off in the night. And the White Sox with their first home win to open the season since 2014. An 8-1 win. Southside, stand up.
Stand up, Southside. Now,
John Schiffer, nice guy. Southside stand-up, I don't think has caught on the way that he was hoping it would.
no, but it's the first game. I know he did it last year, too.
You know, like eventually it may if they keep winning.
That's true. That's true. Glass half full. Kenzie strikes again.
How about this statistic? So the White Sox won 8-1. There's only two other teams in the last decade to start their home opener 8-1, and those teams went on with an 8-1 victory, I should say, and then they went on to win the World Series. You had the Angels, you had the Dodgers, correct?
It was Dodgers and the Braves, right?
Dodgers and the Braves, my bad. The A's screwed me up there. The Dodgers, the Braves, and now the White Sox in 2025. So there's your teams. The Dodgers and the Braves, and then the White Sox in the last decade. Those are the only three teams to start their home opener and win that game 8-1.
So, Kenzie, what Brian is saying is the White Sox have now followed in the path of two of the most recent World Series champions with their performance on opening day. Do you think now the White Sox could win the World Series this year?
I think they have a chance because they're expecting more out of their players this year, and that would be more than last year. So, according to what the coaches have said,
Hard to argue with that, yeah.
And there's math there that's correct, too.
Yeah.
yes. So,
that'd be more.
I mean, everybody's got a shot. It really doesn't even matter till September. Sometimes October.
Well, very interesting moment in the game. after the Sox fans graciously welcomed Tim Anderson back to the South Side with a standing ovation during his first at-bat. Why, I don't know, but they did give him a nice ovation back.
Well, because Tim Anderson, although it ended really horribly, at one point was the most beloved White Sox we had since Paul Konerko or maybe Maglio Ordonez. I mean, I adored Tim Anderson until his last season when I drove him to the airport, when he was traded. It's very sad things ended up the way they did, but it was nice to see him back in Chicago on the Angels this time.
So, former White Sox third baseman Yoan Moncada pinch hit in the 8th to receive not the same reaction that Tim Anderson got when he came to the plate.
Look who is pinch hitting at the plate. Former White Sox, Yoan Moncada, makes his first appearance in an Angels uniform.
They are familiar faces.
Why are they mad at him?
Not as kind of a reception as Tim Anderson received.
Nope. I love it when there's always somebody.
Why would you be nicer to Tim Anderson than Yoan Moncada?
Tim Anderson at one point was the most fun player in baseball and gave this city a lot of hope. Yoan Moncada was nothing more than wasted potential the entire time he was here.
Yeah.
Well, I would argue, Tim Anderson didn't live up to it, did he?
Well,
he briefly did.
I agree with Kenzie's side of it that you're remembered for the last thing you do. So that's how you remember Tim Anderson, with that taste in your mouth, not the potential and the loved baseball player that he was in the beginning. Doesn't matter. It's how it ends, right?
Sure.
But that, for Yoan Moncada, didn't play out well at all because he was never loved. He never.
If I was in attendance yesterday, I would have cheered Tim Anderson, booed Yoan Moncada.
Okay, so also.
Yes.
You would have cheered for Tim Anderson?
I would have. It was nice to see him back on a major league team.
Boy, I wish I had the call of him fighting Tim Anderson, losing the fight, like throwing a punch.
We'll play that in just a second, right before Clash with Kenzie.
A lot of audio here.
Yeah, it's not, don't worry, it's not long.
Not long. So also, if you were up late, the Cubs, 10-6, beating the D-backs. That game probably ended about midnight, I think, at that time. So Cubs, White Sox, and Bulls all win on the same day. We've struggled to find that stat for the last 2 hours. The last time that happened, me and Case could not find the stat that said, at least finding the last time that happened. When the Cubs, we have other ones with the Blackhawks and Bears in certain combos, but the Bulls, the White Sox, Cubs have not found the stat last time that happened. Cubs catcher Miguel Amaya propelled the Cubs to their first victory of the season yesterday with a pair of doubles that knocked in 5 runs. All told, he locked down the game with the Northsiders with this 2-run double in the 8th. Miguel Amaya, let's go.
Line drive, left field. Now touchdown and get into the corner. In to score is Nico Horner. Here comes Shaw around third. He's in to score. It's a 5 RBI night for Miguel Amaya, and the Cubs enjoying a 10-5 lead.
Chicago sports are back, baby.
Feels good.
Let's go.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Mumford & Sons, Brian and Kenzie on Q101. That album drops today. It is outstanding, as myself and our listeners that won during this show got to hear a preview of it last Saturday before the Chicago Theater sold-out show. Mumford & Sons, Rushmere, it is dropped, and yeah, go get it. Even if you're not a Monstrous fan, I think you're going to be all into it. So, we did mention in sports before we get you on the phones about Tim Anderson getting a nice welcome when he came to bat yesterday. It reminded us of the moment for Tim Anderson when a legendary fight happened with him.
Slide, safe, and in to score is Jimenez. And another hustle double. Right over the bag at first. Now Hosey and Anderson square off. They're fighting. They're swinging. Down goes Anderson. Down goes Anderson.
Now that's baseball. That's baseball to its core.
That's it. All right, 312-591-8300. Call right now for a chance to get one of your last chances to get into the Coheed and Cambria guaranteed entry. So it's a free Q101 pop-up. Anybody can show up next Thursday at the Cubby Bear and try to get in. It's going to be a frenzy with Coheed playing a venue that size, as they're used to playing a venue like they're playing Northerly Island later this year. They've played Riot Fest main stage. Very big time. This is 500 people roughly at the Cubby Bear to get in. You'll have guaranteed entry. Call now to compete against Kenzie and Trivia, 312-591-8300. Call right now.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101. You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin. Q101.
Let's go. Last one of the week for these. The guaranteed entry passes for Coheed and Cambria at the Cubby Bear this coming Thursday. So Thursday we'll have that. Then Friday morning, we'll be at Almost Home for the Cubs home opener next Friday. Like at this time next week, we'll be doing trivia live in the bar, Kenzie. You ready for that?
Oh, God. It's going to be so distracting.
Yeah. It's very entertaining. With Mitchell, did that at the Lizzie McNeil's and we'll have big concert tickets for all that on site. So we're going to play it a week from now on site. But in the meantime, it's Nathan checking in from Rensselaer, Indiana. Ahoy, Nathan. Tell us something about yourself.
Ahoy. So I actually started listening to your show, to your radio station when I was a kid. I was a little bit of a hooligan in middle school, and when I would get grounded, my dad would take everything away but my clock radio. And I grew up in Roselawn, Indiana, and so I spent a lot of time listening to your guys' station on my little clock radio there.
Wow, how long ago was that?
That would have been 17 years ago, about.
Wow.
Yep.
Here you are, still with us. When I drive down to Whitestown in Indianapolis to make big drives down there to check it out.
Check it out?
What are you doing? A rally, you psycho?
What do you need to check it out?
You know, there's a good Culver's down there.
Oh, I bet.
There's a great one.
Oh, yeah.
But that's right where I lose us on the 101.1 radio setting. So we go about 100 miles off the John Hancock building. So we go that far.
When I'm a Boilermaker, and when I come to work up in Gary, I will turn the radio station on to 101, and about the time I get to the Rensselaer exit going back home, I lose you guys.
Uh-huh. Now, the good thing is when you lose us, you can go to the app, you can go to iHeartRadio, you can go to your smart speaker, you can listen anywhere in the world, and the podcast later on anytime you want, you know?
Good.
Yeah, couldn't do that when you were 14. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Thanks so much, man. That's a really nice story. Appreciate you, Nathan.
Thank you.
So, first one to 5 wins. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same to you. Call heads or tails, Nathan.
Heads.
It is heads. Nathan's up. Nathan, here you go. Fill in the blank. Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, and blank Hancock were all framers of the Constitution. Yeah, I just said it there. Actually, I didn't realize that I said the John Hancock building. I kind of gave him that one.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
But good memories to remember that. Sorry, Kenzie.
Thank you.
Let's see if I can give you one here. Kenzie, what wise guys are forever linked to the phrase, nyuk, nyuk, nyuk?
Oh, what are those idiots?
The wise guys.
What are those idiots?
The Three Stooges.
Two?
Sorry.
Okay, there
I
you go.
almost said Amigos.
The Three Amigos. Be funny if Steve
Oh,
Martin
my
went,
God.
nyuk,
I was
nyuk,
like,
nyuk.
don't say that, whatever you do.
All right, back to Nathan.
That's correct.
Nathan, what part of the body is affected by tinnitus?
Your tendons.
Oh, no, no, not that one. Kenzie, do you know?
Ears?
Ears. So tinnitus is the ringing in the ears, Nathan, like when you go to concerts too much and don't put earplugs in. Listen, we're all for hearing that volume full blast out of the PA, but even if you put earplugs in for half the songs or something like that, it will protect your ears. You'll go to Q101 concerts. Like Coheed's going to be loud at the Cubby Bear. So wear some earplugs. You won't get tinnitus. Yeah, just a little PSA from me. Make me sound like your grandfather. Protect your ears. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we heard you. We got it.
We don't have tinnitus.
What?
Can you guys hear me?
Hello?
God, Jesus.
All right, it's 2-1, and it's back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, what illness is characterized by prolonged violent coughing fits that can lead to vomiting, difficulty breathing, and a distinctive sound?
Oh, is it whooping cough?
It is. Is it whooping or whooping cough?
I think
I don't know. Do I not get a point if I pronounce that wrong?
No, I'm just wondering on that one.
Whooping.
Whooping?
Woo.
Whooping?
But you'll get a whooping if you have whooping cough. Very annoying.
So 3-1?
Yeah, and back to Nathan.
Whooping cough.
Are you a
Oh,
juggalo?
that's devastating.
Nathan, Southpaw is the mascot of what Chicago sports franchise? Southpaw.
Oh, geez.
Guess a
I don't know. I've got no idea.
Just guess a Chicago sports franchise, any of them.
The White Sox.
It is the White Sox. There you go.
Hey!
Kenzie.
Wow. Yeah.
Kenzie, what baseball player called his shot in Wrigley Field in 1932?
Babe Ruth did the point.
Babe Ruth pointed and hit the shot. So it's 4-2.
And back to Nathan.
Nathan, you need this one to stay in the game.
Yes.
What university did Mark Zuckerberg attend?
Oh, crap. Was it Harvard?
It was Harvard. You're killing it, man. That's great. But the bad news is Kenzie can win with this one. Kenzie, what president instituted the No Child Left Behind Act?
Oh, I think it was our guy.
Our guy?
Wait, who's our guy?
You know what I'm talking about.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm not so sure.
Oh, wait, no, we did the, don't be fat school kids thing, with the lunches. That was Barack.
Oh,
I got
oh, you said our guy, meaning our Chicago guy. Got it. I thought it was your Elgin guy somehow, someone else up there. I don't know. Guess a president. 3, 2, one.
Bush.
Well, I need a specific one.
I don't know. The first one.
It's not right. Nathan, do you know?
I don't know, but I could guess a president.
Guess a president.
Eisenhower.
That's not right.
I don't know why that's funny.
Okay.
It's an educated guess.
I mean, it's an educated guess, and No Child Left Behind would have been good if I did that.
No kidding.
But it was George W. Bush.
Son of a bitch. It was the second Bush.
Second Bush. No points for anybody. Who's it going to, Case?
It's 4-3. Nathan has 3, and it's Nathan's question.
Nathan, how many days were there in 2020? So in that year, how many days in 2020?
363.
That was not right.
So funny.
That's amazing. That's awesome. We all lose some days here and there. Let's be honest.
This is a lost day.
Yeah, a couple lost days.
In
Kenzie.
fairness, a lot was lost in 2020.
So 2020, Kenzie, for the win, how many days were
Well,
there?
it was a leap year, so it was 366.
366 is right, and Kenzie wins. Nathan, I'm so sorry.
Dang it, you get extra days on a leap year. That's okay. This was so surreal. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, man, you're such a good guy. You're such a good dude. Appreciate you listening all the way there, almost 100 miles away from the John Hancock building. Appreciate you, bud.
Yep, you guys have a good one.
All right, you too. Here's the real kicker here. So here's the deal. Nathan, you can hang up and get ready to go because in 3 minutes, we'll do God Bless the Baby, and everybody listening has a chance at those guaranteed entry passes for Coheed and Cambria coming up here after Weezer.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.